Hi guys, and welcome again to the Daily Takeaway. It's good to have you here, and I'm so glad to bring you the word of encouragement today. I'm reading from the first book in the Bible, the first chapter, the first verse. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. In the next few minutes, I want us to just hear from God about having a high view of Him, having a high view of God. As we read in the book of Genesis, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Heaven and earth to us are the places where life is sustained. But yet here we see God is the one who created these two places. Heaven and earth sustain life. God made that which sustains life. So that means, if you think in hindsight of that, it means that God is the one who created life itself. He is the founder of life and He's the sustainer of life. Thinking about God, He's unconstrained and He's ungoverned, even by the laws of nature. He's ungoverned by gravity, by the principles of aerodynamics and all those laws that we read about in physics, and then we forgot about them because we don't practice them nowadays. But thinking about God, He causes waters to part, seas to part. As you read in the story of Moses, He walks on water like Jesus did. He can cause you to be in a whale's belly for 3 days and you won't be digested by the digestive fluids in that stomach. He can cause a tree to wither, die, and then call it back to life. Lazarus, if you make the mistake of inviting Jesus to your funeral, you might find yourself, being brought back to life. Alafu event iishe, watu watakula tu waende home. Because his life, there is nothing that is impossible for Him. And He is God. He has so many names. We call Him the everlasting Father. He is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. He is eternal. We call Him omnipotent. He's all powerful, omnipresent. He's present at every timeline at the same time. He's omniscient. He's all knowing. He's Jehovah Nissi, He's our banner. He's Jehovah Tzidkenu, our righteousness. He's Shalom, He's our peace. He's Jehovah Shammah, He's with us. He's Jehovah Rapha, our healer. When you think about God, there is no one definition that can define who God is. And that's what I'm trying to do today, is just to remind us that having a high view of God is really important, because when we approach God, we're not just approaching the president of Kenya, who has powers to give you a piece of land somewhere. You're not just approaching the king or the queen of England, and you'll have a suffix to your name, a prefix to your name, or even a suffix to your name. Uitwe, His Majesty, Her Highness. He's the God who can give you all that you can ever ask for. He can give you much more than that, than even what you can imagine or even think about. So even Solomon, the wisest man, when he was writing the account of his view and search of life, in the last chapter of Ecclesiastes, he wrote and he said, Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 13, he said, there is nothing to live for apart from this, fearing God and keeping His commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. If you read the entire account of Ecclesiastes, you'll see Solomon tried to find what life means, what life has to offer in this side of the earth, because He created heavens and earth. So we are on the side of earth, and He searched so many things. He was the wisest man. He put his wisdom to searching for everything that there could ever be on this side of earth. And his conclusion was to fear God, to keep His commandments. This is the whole duty of man. So as we approach God, as we see each and every waking day, as we go through so many things in our lives, our reminder today is to have a high view of God. He is whom everything and anything is under is subject to him. Our problems, our worries, our anxieties, mashida zenye tuko nazo, he is able to fix them like this with a snap of his fingers. So I hope this blesses you. I hope that as you continue studying the Word of God and reading it and applying to your life, that you will have this high view of God. Be blessed and have a good week ahead. Baraka.